going on, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex from IronInfidel.com, home of the Battle Bottle, and we just got the #1 new release badge on Amazon for water bottles, which is no easy task, but that is thanks to you guys. So thank you very much for the support of our channel. If you are looking to pick one of these up, I will link them down in the description below. It's a great way to support us. Get yours today. So I've made a ton of videos over the last couple of years covering all of my gear and different things that I'm using in detail, and just a bunch of different videos. But if you are new to the channel, you probably haven't seen all those videos, and it would take hours worth of binge watching to catch up on all the gear I've tested and that type of thing. So this video is kind of geared towards some of you guys that don't want to sit there for hours scrolling through our channel, trying to find the video that you're looking for. I'm just going to kind of gloss over everything that I used. A lot of the stuff has been covered in videos before, which I'll mention, but then also I'm going to touch on some new stuff that maybe you haven't quite seen yet. There's also sponsors in this video. Some of the gear that I'm using, they're sponsor of the channel, so I'll make note of that in case that kind of hinks you up a little bit. But that is what this video is about, just kind of touching on everything that I use when I'm taking my bag over to go to Mike's or doing anything in full kit, and I don't really know what I'm going to be doing that day. I just kind of have my general basics that I bring with me every single time. And the first item is going to be the bag itself. This thing is the Everlystock Hercules duffel bag, and this thing is an absolute monster of a duffel bag. When I first got on the SWAT team, what happens is they take you to the armory and they throw a whole bunch of gear at you. Most of it's from like the 90s, and it's super bulky, and you just have a ton of stuff, and you had to carry that with you every single day. So I'd throw it in the back of my car, and it was a disaster because as you're driving, your gear's flopping all over the place, and it was just a complete mess. So I had to figure out a solution for that. Ended up getting a duffel bag that I grew out of very quickly, and ultimately got this. This is the Hercules duffel from Everlystock, like I mentioned before. And as you can tell, as my channel's grown, so has the gear that I'm using and testing and things like that. So I need something really, really big. So this is perfect for that. Oh, this is the amount of stuff that I gotta pack when I come out here. Make the trip worth the while. And we'll just kind of dive right into it. The main compartment is a really large compartment that I have all of my gear stored in, and I'll dive into the compartment itself as we go through the video. But there are foam inserts you can actually put in this thing and cut out, so you can like fit your rifle specifically in here and cater it to your gear and cut it out for your helmet, things like that. I don't do that because I'm always swapping out gear, testing different gear, so I don't actually use those foam insert cutouts. But if you use the same thing every single time and you want your stuff nice, clean, and organized, it does have that ability to do that. And then up front, you have 6 exterior pockets. They're pretty large, 3 on one side and 3 on the other side. And then underneath, what's unique about this is it has a hard shell bottom that zips. I have mine unzipped just for the purpose of this video, but a hard shell bottom that protects your rifle. So I have a rifle in here, and it can fit actually a couple rifles, a couple pistols in there and protect it from the ground if you drop your bag or whatever like that. So this is a really cool bag. I think it's like 400 bucks on their website. So it is, pretty pricey, but it really depends if you need it or not. If you're an average guy, you probably don't need something like this, but if you're a guy who goes on deployment all the time, you need to carry a whole bunch of stuff with you, or maybe you're a firearms instructor and you're always taking your gear on, to the airport, flying to different places, this is probably a good option for you. That's the bag itself, the Hercules duffel bag. Now, inside, plate carriers. The one I use most of the time for my full kit, and by full kit, I mean helmet, belt, full kit, I usually just go with the HRT rack. It's a super versatile plate carrier. HRT is a sponsor of this channel, just so you are aware. But this is the rack plate carrier, super versatile. You can pick up a whole bunch of different front placards for this. I use the Maximus, which is just 2 general purpose pouches up front, 3 rifle inserts, rifle mag inserts, and then 2 Kydex for pistol mag or like a Leatherman or whatever you want to throw in there. And they have these quick detach buckles so you can take them off. Shoulder pads, there's a quick detach on the support side only. So if you need to take this off in a hurry, but it doesn't interfere with your rifling, your shouldering of your rifle, I like that. And on the back, I've got the Hydromax pack, which is basically just think camelback. That's what this is. But also, it's very, very similar if you're familiar with the, what is that? The Haley Strategic Flat Pack. This is like almost identical to that. It expands or collapses depending on what you need to use it for, which is cool if you're somebody who's seated in a car or whatever, and expanded backpack can be a real pain. So this fully collapsed in is pretty useful for that. This is the plate carrier I use. Now, this is obviously not the only plate carrier I use. I test different ones out for this video, or for this channel, so you'll see me wearing different plate carriers. Another one I use for a more covert or just more streamlined is the high-speed gear core plate carrier. I don't have any plates in this right now, but I use this if I'm going more minimalistic, or just things like fitness. So it really all depends what I'm trying to do, overt versus covert, or if I'm doing any type of fitness. That's really dependent on what plate carrier I'm actually going to wear. For a helmet, I've got the U-Arm ballistic helmet. This is about $500. It's rated level 3A, which should stop 357 or 44 Magnum, I believe. $500 helmet versus a $1,000 helmet like the Cryo-Airframe or OpsCore or anything like that. I don't really know the difference because they're all rated, as to my knowledge, let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong, the same, and they all go through NIJ standards, which is testing, and this is rated per NIJ standards as a level 3A. So I don't really know what the difference is in the price disparity, but this is about $500. And then I have the OpsCore amp comms on here. These are basically the Cadillac of comms. You don't actually need these. What's cool about them is they can rotate up and you can store them like this on your helmet when you're not actually in use. Most comms will just kind of pop straight out, which is also, it's fine, but these are just a little bit better in that regard. They have noise amplification and noise cancellation. So any type of loud noise like gunfire, things like that, you won't pick it up, but then they amplify everything else. So you have like superhuman hearing, almost like hearing aids, kind of like those noise cancellation and amplification ear pro for range guys. So these are super important, and helmets are just really important in general, not just for protecting your head, but they're force multipliers because you can attach white lights to them. So you can be hands-free with a white light. You can communicate with your buddies through the comms, and you can attach IR strobes, nods. So they're multi-purpose. And in today's day and age, I don't care if you're a cop or in the military or whatever, it's always a good idea to have the ability to communicate with your friends or your local community if something was to go. Well, I'll let you kind of connect the dots on what I'm talking about there. That's the helmet I use. Belt. This is the high-speed gear double molly belt with a cobra buckle up front. If you've used one double molly belt with a cobra buckle, you've pretty much used them all. You've seen on this channel, I've used this one, I've used the Aeolus Defense, and I've used the Blue Alpha gear or Blue Force gear. I'm not quite sure which one. They're all kind of very, very similar. Right now I'm using the high-speed gear one, but I'm also going to be testing out a couple other belts. This is high-speed gear padded belt, so it doesn't secure the same. It doesn't secure by hook and loop or Velcro. It's kind of by friction. It has this pad in here. This is for if you need to equip a little bit more on your belt. These padded systems are pretty good for that. They're pretty comfortable, so I need to set this up. Basically, this inner belt goes through this system right here, and then they attach together. I will be doing a video on this probably when I actually have time to do it. It's hard to find the time to make all these videos. And I've got another belt that I need to test out. This is from Core. And Core makes a EDC belt, but I think they just released this. I don't know how long it's been out. Again, a double molly belt, but what's unique about this one is it has a ratcheting system to secure, tighten it and loosen it. And this is what I use for my EDC belt. It's super convenient. I haven't hooked it up. I'll probably make a video on this at some point in the near future. You will see that. Now on my belt itself, I've got the Compact Victory Gear CT2 holster. And a lot of you are probably familiar with active retention holsters from Safariland. This is very similar to that, but this, in my opinion, is better at retaining the weapon, although just a slightly slower as far as actually drawing your weapon. So there's pros and cons to each, but this is the CT2 from Compact, and that's what I use. And then I've got the high-speed gear IFAK on the back, and then a Blue Alpha gear dump pouch, and then I've got Compact Victory Gear open top Kydex pouches. And that's basically the belt that I use that I've been running for quite a while, and I plan on keep using it because I like it. Combat apparel. I take my pants with me. I wear my pants, then I go to the range, but I don't really know what top I'm going to be wearing, so I keep Ranger Green and Multicam Black in here at all times, so whatever pants I put on that day, they're here and ready to go. I go with UF Pro because I'm actually wearing UF Pro pants right now. These are the Striker X's. The Striker X's are my favorite. They are just as durable as Cryo Precision, which is what I used to wear. They have 3 layers of knee pads, which I like, a stretch material in the knees and the butt area. And the thing about the UF Pro, whenever I have anybody ask me about UF Pro versus Cryo Precision, it's like this. I'm a smaller guy, I'm a slimmer guy. UF Pro makes pants and apparel that's more form-fitted. So I kind of feel like it's more geared towards those slimmer guys, the smaller guys. But if you like baggier stuff, if you're a bigger guy, I would probably go with Cryo Precision. So it really depends on what your preferences are and what your body type is. Me personally, I like UF Pro. I also have a good relationship with these guys. I've done a lot of work with UF Pro in the past. I think they're great people. They're out of Europe. So that's what I go with. And I just store Ranger Green, Multicam Black in here at all times. Throw on whatever top I need. And then boots. Salomon. These are the boots I always wear. I've worn Salomon boots the same boot for 5 years, and they're still going strong, still super comfortable. These are the Quest 4D boots. I don't know, maybe someday I'll make a video on boots themselves. It just hasn't been an interesting enough topic for me to feel like it's necessary to make a video on, but this is what I wear. It's Gore-Tex, water resistant, very, very comfortable, really durable. $230 though, which is brutal for, it's not really brutal for a boot, but for boots, $230, man. I don't like spending that type of money, but it's worth it. These things have lasted me 5 years. I'm wearing a pair down below as well. And you can't go wrong with Salomon. So once you find a boot that you like, you kind of just never go away from it. And that's how I feel about Salomons. And then in these pockets, I kind of just store like general range stuff I would put in a range bag. Gloves. I get hit up about the gloves all the time. These are the Pig Full Dexterity gloves. They're the thinnest glove that I could find on the market, and they've been around for quite a while. There may be some copycats who have made some very similar ones out there. I'm not quite sure. But these are about $30, and you can get them on Amazon or on their website. Very, very thin material, and I like that because I could use my phone, and I wanted to be able to have that finger dexterity, use my phone when I was on the SWAT team, just so I could, you know, talk to people or look at different things on the phone when I'm back there. But it's also great for if you shoot with gloves on, it still allows you that good finger dexterity to actually pull the trigger with your pistol. So I always use these Pig Full Dexterity gloves. Just keep in mind, you're probably gonna have to replace these like every 6 months. They're not like your heavy duty work gloves. So if you're wearing them every day, they're gonna wear out within 6 months. The fingers are gonna be blown out and you have to replace them. But $30 every 6 months, it's worth the investment to me. And then I have, you know, comms, ESS, iPro, different things you'd see in a range bag. But that's basically what I wear and I take with me when I don't know exactly what I'm doing that day. I know I'm doing something, well then these are the essentials that I'm gonna bring with me. And then if I know I'm testing out different gear, then I'll kind of swap things out depending on what I'm doing. This is the stuff I like. Guys, hopefully you found that video helpful. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you as always for supporting the channel. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe button, all that good stuff. Let me know in the comments if there was something in here you want to see a specific video on. I'll try and make it happen for you. Or if you have a completely different idea, then let me know and I'll make it happen. I'll see you guys on the next one.